Hi students, welcome back to the next video of Model 1. In this video, we are going to see about the introduction to classes and objects in Model 1. In the previous videos and all, we have seen the concepts of procedure-oriented programming and what are the advantages and disadvantages in the procedure-oriented programming and how we can create the application programs using structures. And we have seen about the function prototype and function inline functions and all in procedure oriented concepts, right? So now in this video we are going to start the introductions of object oriented programming system, that is nothing but the introduction of classes and objects. Let us go to the topic. So we whenever we talk about the object oriented programming concept, that is OOPS, it's simply called as OOPS, and the classes and objects are the first and foremost primary point. We should be clear about what is meant by classes and what is meant by objects, right? So first, programmatically, how the classes concepts have been developed means it is developed from the concept of structures in C. So that is what classes are in C++. It's most similar to the structures in C. Then apart from that, what is meant by class? Class is nothing but it is a blueprint of all the objects that are derived from it, right? We can able to see the example here. One class student, the class name is student, and it has two properties like name and roll number, and it has two methods of assigning its name and assigning its roll number. Likewise, if you take one class, it is a blueprint of its behavior, its objects, right? So likewise, this class is called as a one blueprint, and it consists of set of methods and properties that are common to all objects which are referred from it, right? So here the name and roll number are the properties, and set name and roll number are the two methods. So these properties and methods are common to the all objects which are derived from that class. So now, okay, fine, now we know about this class. Then what are the objects? Objects are nothing but instance of that class. Here Jenna Rose R005 is one of the object of the class student, and John R010 is one of the object, and Maria R029 is one of the object, James R009 is one of the object. Likewise, if you take one class, it has n number of objects, right? It has n number of objects. Likewise, there are n number of objects can be derived in this one class. Then how we can programmatically will depict means, first we will see how this concept is involved in this C. So we know that this concept is involved in C with the help of structure, right? I have taken the same example of the previous video, distance. Distance is my structure means here set feet, get feet, set inches and get inches are the four different member functions which are derived by, which are used by the concept called structure. And there are two input data members are assigned, that is nothing but I feet and f inches. So these two are declared like integer and float, right? So these two are the data members which are declared as private. This same concept is implemented in C++ with the help of classes. Here instead of struct keyword, the class is used, class distance. Then int I feet, float if inches are the two input data members which are declared as private. If in C++, if the variables are not declared with any of the public access identifier means it is defaultly considered as private. So private is a default access identifier in C++. Then remaining four member functions, whatever we have seen in the previous struct concept, no, set feet, get feet, set inches and get inches, and these four different member functions are declared inside the class, right? So we'll see how this structure is replaced in class means. Then object, next is object. Object is nothing but instance of your one class. If you take one object, it has properties and methods. Properties are nothing but its attribute or state, and methods are nothing but its behavior, right? So we'll one more example we can take it here. Now car is a one class, means what may be the data members for car means model, color and brand, and what are the behaviors or operations can be done by the car means speed and size, right? So likewise, if you take one car is a class name, and model, color, brand is the data members, and methods are nothing but speed and size. This is about class. For this class, we can create n number of objects. What are the objects? First one is model, Ertiga model, and color maroon, and brand Maruti is one of the object. And model XUV 500, color black, brand Mahindra is another one object. And similarly mode, color and brand are the another one model. Likewise, there are n number of objects can be created using the objects for a one class. Then next is we are comparing the size of one structure variable with one class object with its identical data members. Here how it works, we'll see. First, struct A is created. It has three member variables as character A, int B, float C. The same three character data members are declared inside the one class called as B. Character A, int B, float C. When you print the size of one structure and size of one class with the identical members, it has the same size. When you see the output, it has 9. So both the size occupied by the structure and class is same, right? Then how we can create one application program using class means there are some 5 methods are used. First method is we have to include the header file by the library programmer in their source code. After we included, then we have to declare the variables of new data types, right? Distance. Here what I have taken example is distance.h is the header file that is being included in the first step. Then for that distance class, D1 and D2 are the two objects created, and third one is the exact coding part. What it is being implemented here means distance is a one class, D1 and D2 are the two objects. Using the two objects, the methods of the class distance are invoked. So D1.setFeet equal to 2, and D1.set inches of 2.2, and D2.setFeet 3, D2.set inches 3.3. Likewise, it is member variable functions are called, and in cout, that means in display, the get feet and get inches of first object and get feet and get inches of second object is also invoked. Then after it is been written, we have to compile that code. After the successful compilation of that source code, one object file will be created. That object file we have to link with this library. Then only we will get one executable file as an output. Fine. I hope so it is clear. So there are 5 steps to create a one classes in application programming. First one is we have to include the header file. Second one is we need to write the source code for this one. Then we can compile and we can execute, right? Then next one is basic concept of object oriented programming. What is the basic? Whenever we talk about OOPs, there are 4 important ideas or properties of an object oriented programming is that. What are those means? First one is abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance and polymorphism, right? Abstraction is in that sense, from the name itself, it will only tells the important essential features of one class, right? It only tells about and talks about the essential features. And encapsulation is a practice of keeping one class with private. It provides the security, it hides the data. And inheritance, third one is inheritance. It is a process of extracting a basic features from the parent class or base class. And fourth one is polymorphism. Using the same word, we can mean a different context, different implementations. That is what called as polymorphism. We will see one by one in detail. So this is the diagram which shows the basic properties of one object-oriented programming system. It has classes, objects, data abstraction and encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism and message passing. Right. Objects. What is meant by objects? Object contains both the data operations and manipulates this data. So when you take one object as student, so data is nothing but